Good morning. It's a beautiful morning on the mighty Chester River. Their first race has just started. It's the pairs event. There are two entries, Philadelphia University and Villanova University. Start was clean. Both crews are off. The Villanova crew is taking a little longer course out in the middle of the river. They've straightened their course back out, and both boats seem to be fairly even, with maybe a little bit of lead by Philadelphia University. We're looking for a great day of racing here. And as they pass the Red Nun, which is about 400 meters into the race, it still appears to be Philadelphia U, maybe rowing 32, 33 strokes per minute maybe. Villanova about the same rate. They straighten their course out, and both pairs seem to be rowing very well. Clean, good catches, good control on the recovery.
I'm trying to find you the names of the guys that are in there. I don't have the men's lineups for the opposing teams. Just have the girls.
About 800 meters into the course, it's still Philadelphia U with a slight lead over Villanova in lane 2. Both the pairs now are approaching 1,000-meter mark, and Philadelphia U is still holding a slight lead over Villanova. They both got their courses straightened out, and looks like Villanova is maybe a beat or two higher than Philadelphia, but they're both right around the 32, 33 strokes a minute. Still maybe about a one-length lead for Philadelphia U.
This is the problem. They're not getting any.
We're almost ready for the start of the Women's Varsity 8, and I'm going to turn the mic over to Coach Karen Saunders, who's more familiar with the rowers in this event. And so here's Karen.
Okay, both crews are sitting ready on the starting line. The officials are aligning the crews. This is a two-boat race. In lane 1, we have Washington College, and in lane 2, Philadelphia University.
So when you guys come back up, the next time you come back up, you see this wake that's coming by? This is coming by because you guys are over on the other side of the river. I need you to come straight up the middle of the river and the wakes will dissipate either side.
Get that?
Yeah. You okay, Zach? Yeah.
And we have a start in the women's varsity 8. And after the starting sequence here, it looks as if Philly U has taken a couple of seats over Washington College. Again, this is just after the starting sequence.
We can go back and forth. Yeah, it looks as though John Wagner here. Looks as though Washington College now is rowing maybe a stroke and a half, a little bit lower than Villanova, and has pulled maybe about a 2-3 seat lead. Both boats are rowing cleanly. When I say Washington College a little bit lower, maybe 2.5 strokes a minute lower than Villanova. And they're maintaining that spacing right about now. They're about 750, 800 into it as they're approaching the 1,000-meter mark, and it's still Washington College with maybe a 2 or 3 seat lead over Villanova, who is right there with them. It's a great boat race, great boat race.
It's Philly U. Philly U.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's Philadelphia University, I'm sorry. Not Villanova, it's Philadelphia University.
So Philly U came pretty strong off the line, but it looks like Washington College has just kind of dug in here and is slowly just kind of inching away. We are approaching the 1,000-meter mark here, and I would say the coxswain for Washington College is looking across, probably at that bow ball of that Philly U boat.
And looking for open water, which I'd say they'd have now.
And the crews are now crossing that 1,000-meter mark. Looks like Washington College has a little bit of open water now over Philly U.
What do we got live?
Hold this for a second. I'll get the lineups so you can read the girls'
With about 800 meters to go, it's Washington College, but I'd say about a half a length of open water over Philadelphia U. Sorry about the Villanova mistake earlier, but they seem to be increasing their lead ever so slowly to, I'd say, at least a half, 3/4 of a length of open water over Philadelphia U now.
In the coxswain seat of the Washington College Women's Varsity 8 is senior Abby Thomas.
Length of open.
Washington College now with a length of open water over Philly U.
Still rowing a couple beats lower.
And Washington College is still rowing a couple of beats lower than Philly U. A little bit lower stroke rating. And now it looks like both crews are going to have to deal with a wake coming in from the starboard side. We're down to about the last 300 meters of this boat race here, and both crews are having to deal with a pretty significant wake that has come across the starboard side of their shells.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was one of the local fishing boats that decided to head down the Queen Anne's County side of the course. Both boats have made it through the wake pretty cleanly, and I do not think it would have any bearing on the outcome of the race. The Washington College women maybe have a 2.5, 3 length open water lead as they come to the finish line, and looks like a good season opener for the WAC women on the Chester River. Well, that was a pretty good start for the Washington College women's home campaign. Karen, maybe you could tell me a little bit about how things have been going this season. I haven't been around a whole lot, as you know.
I don't think we're on.
Hold on, our copter cam is landing on the pontoon boat. So hold on for a second here. Good catch, Brian. Good catch.
Are we feeding right now, or are we off?
We're still looking. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, we've retrieved our copter cam. I hope the video shots you're getting have been pretty good. I can't see what they're getting off the copter cam, but hopefully it's pretty neat. As you may well know, we're celebrating the 40 years of rowing at Washington College. It all started on this very part of the river 40 years ago. One of our alums, John Hill, class of 1973, and a group of interested gals got together in an ancient old heavy 300-pound pocock with what we used to call spaghetti oars back then, the little short, wide-bladed oars that you see in antique photographs and things. Matter of fact, if you got your invitation to the event, you would see the original crew out on the Chester River with a bridge in the background with the old oars. Well, anyhow, that's how they started. And it has evolved into a national Division III contender. Last year, I believe, Karen, they finished 5th at the finals at the NCAA Division III championship. How's the training been going? I mean, I know we have Nikki Feely as our on the leaderboard. She has broken all the ergometer records for the women's, the 6K, the 5K, and the 2K. So that's, I can look at the record board and tell that.
Can you put the mic a little closer?
Karen, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I try. Who's in the men's race? Philadelphia and Villanova?
It's a 3-boat race.
3-boat race, yes, okay. Washington College and Villanova and Philadelphia U. Now,
No, just
or
3-boat race, Washington College A and Villanova and Washington College B.
okay, correction there. It's a 3-boat race, but it's Villanova and Washington College A and Washington College B, first varsity and second varsity. I understand that from last year even was a very successful year for the men. They're looking like they're even faster than they were last year, so we're looking for some good things. Anyhow, we're back at the starting line again, and we're in the process of lining up the men's first varsity, second varsity, and Villanova. There's a slight chop down here, not too intimidating. Coach Davenport is our starter. Yes, we have a correction here. This is not going to be the men's varsity race. They're lining up. I don't know whether they changed the schedule or whether I just got the wrong information to begin with. Anyhow, it's the women's second varsity race, and that will be Villanova against Washington College. Villanova will have lane 1, and Washington College will have lane 2. The men's varsity will be the next race, it appears. They're warming up on the Kent County side. They have the women's 2Vs lined up, but the Villanova's varsity men, it looks like, are coming right down the course. So as soon as they clear the course, we'll be underway with the women's 2V. Our copter cam has just launched. I hope you're getting a great view. Great view from the air. I can't wait to see the tapes. I wish I could see it right now. It looks pretty cool. Now the boats are lined up. And the women's 2V is off. And as I was saying before, I say the inside lane, or lane 1, might have a little bit advantage weather-wise, but if they stay in their lanes and don't go too wide, there shouldn't be too much difference. Unless looks like both boats are heading a little bit off course out towards the middle of the river, which is not good for either crew. And after the start and the settle, it appears that maybe Washington College has maybe a seat lead, but it's from this distance, it's really hard to tell. It's really close. Both crews are getting blown out into the middle of the river a little bit, so instead of lanes 1 and 2, they're in like lanes 4 and 5. But they're right next to each other. And they got their targets correct. So they're heading upriver towards the bridge. And as they pass the Red Nun, which is about 400 meters into the race, it appears to be Washington College does indeed have maybe about 2 or 3 seat lead. And Washington College is maybe rowing, looks like maybe about a 31, 32 strokes a minute. Villanova is maybe about the same, maybe a half a beat slower in terms of stroke rate. And it does appear that Washington College does have maybe about 3 or 4 seat lead. And both crews look fairly comfortable. And about 800 into the course, Washington College still has the lead. I'd say by about a half length. They're still fighting this crosswind, and they're getting pushed out into the middle of the river. So I don't know. Washington College swung a little bit wide, and they're trying to head back in again. So they may lose a little ground with a little alteration in course there, but they're still maintaining about 2 or 3 seat lead as they're approaching those 1,000-meter buoys.
And stroking the boat for the Washington College team is sophomore Maggie Perry. She joined the team last year as a freshman, learned to row, and this year she's doing a great job so far stroking that 2V boat. The crews are cutting across the 1,000-meter mark here, and we can really see those coxswains are really having to fight this wind. And it looks like Washington College still in the lead there in the second varsity 8 race. And we are now going to loop back around to catch the men's varsity 8 race.
Yeah, it looks like Washington College is, they had that little swing wide of getting blown out in the river, but they have reestablished their lead. And we're going to leave you now and return back down to the starting line to catch the start of the men's varsity race. And those of you who are watching on shore can watch the finish of this one. This race, by the way, 2 Washington College boats, Washington College varsity and Washington College JV, second varsity. The varsity is rowing in a brand new Resolute, which will be officially, it was unofficially christened earlier this morning to bring good luck to the boat. And it is named the Peter F. Tapke Roman numeral 5. So it's the 5th boat, and hopefully it'll be a long line of boats purchased through the Tapke Endowment. Some of you listening may have known Peter Tapke. He was a philosophy professor at Washington College for a great number of years and a great supporter of rowing at Washington College, and was instrumental in its success in the beginning, in the early years. So anyhow, Peter left a significant endowment gift at his passing, which has made this brand new boat and 4 preceding boats possible. And so hopefully it'll be successful in his first outing. The boats are back up to the starting line again. Like I say, the wind is increasing. They were expecting winds in the 15 to 20 mile an hour range out of the west. The tide is coming in, so that won't really affect the current at all. Okay, and the start is, they're off again. Washington College, varsity Villanova, and Washington College B boat. Well, we've had another collision again. Washington College A boat in lane 1 is stopped now, and Washington College B and Villanova have collided oars once again, Villanova and Washington College second varsity. So they have stopped once again, so I'm not quite sure what we're going to do here. So hang on for a second, and we'll straighten things out, get them lined up again, and see if we can get a good start here.
It's really tricky in this wind. With this crosswind, very, very difficult for these coxswains out here to keep their boats aligned, and And then, of course, once your athletes immediately start rowing, sometimes if the pressure isn't even from both sides of the boat, coxswains have to make a quick adjustment here. So it looks like Coach Leakley, who's officiating this race, that's the head men's coach from Washington College. Coach Leakley is going to pull the crews forward just a little bit more. This does mean that they will not be racing the full 2,000 meters, but he's doing a great job of keeping the crews safe. He's going to get these boats lined up again quickly, and we'll have another start here in the men's varsity 8 race.
Yeah, the restart appears to be about 200 meters into the course. So we're about halfway between the official start and the Red Nun, which is about 400 meters into the course. And there is good separation between the boats now, and we have had the restart.
Yes, and it looks this time this is going to be a good start this time. There's enough separation between the crews. So we have a sophomore coxing the first boat from Washington College here, the men's varsity boat, John Gould, and a senior, Chris Moylan, as the coxswain of the other boat from Washington College. And we do have a clean start here in the men's varsity 8 race.
Now, Karen, wasn't Gould the coxswain with the U23 team last summer? If you could tell me a little more about that. Okay. Well, he was with the national under age 23 team. It's sort of a national team development program last summer, and very successful. And after the restart in an 1,800 meter race, it looks like Washington College varsity is pulled out into maybe close to open water already, with Washington College second varsity hanging in with maybe a seat and a half over Villanova. All crews are handling the wind very well. It's a challenge for the coxswains to stay on the course, so you constantly have to steer a little bit into the wind, a little bit to the port side to counteract the crosswind, which is tending to blow them off. All three coxswains doing a very good job now once they got the race started. Washington College, as they pass the 1,000 meter mark, has probably a 2.5 length of open water now. They've really stretched out over both Villanova and Washington College second varsity, which are still very close together, with possibly a seat or two lead for Washington College second varsity. Washington College first varsity continues to extend their lead, at least 3-4 lengths of open water now, and looking very, very comfortable and very strong. The current battle on the river now is between Villanova and Washington College second varsity. Looks like Washington College now has maybe a 2 or 3 seat lead, but it's still very close race here. Now, as we approach the not quite the final 500 here, the water actually is calmed down quite a bit. Great conditions here for the last 500 meters of the race. Washington College varsity continues to lengthen their lead, 4 or 5 lengths of open water, and they're very comfortable. Washington College second varsity, I would say, has 3/4 of a length lead, and has established a significant lead. Villanova's going to have to work to catch up, but it's still anybody's race with about 400 meters to go. Let's say from my vantage point now, Washington College pulled into at least a length, maybe a length and a deck lead over Villanova, and they seem to be pouring it on and increasing their lead. So it looks like Washington College second varsity has definitely pulled ahead of Villanova. And as they approach the finish, it's Washington College varsity well out in the lead, with Washington College second varsity has taken at least a length of open water over Villanova. And as they come to the finish line, looks like a good day for the Washington College men's eights.
I don't think they have launched any.
Okay, back on air here. We're launching the women's fours. They will be the next event, and I guess the men's fours are going to launch shortly thereafter. I guess we had a little delay there. We were somewhat concerned about the choppy conditions and the crosswind, so they're going to do all their warm-ups on the Kent County side, which would be the most protected side of the river. Karen has just told me that the Washington College women's four in this particular race is 3 freshmen and 1 sophomore, and so it's a very. So the coxswain is a freshman also, so it's a very young crew with not a whole lot of experience. So it should be a really interesting race. And obviously, I know very little about the Villanova crew. It's just 2 boats, Karen?
I think it's a 3-boat race.
A 3-boat race. Okay, I see. We only have 1 boat on the water, 2, and the second one has just launched, and I don't see a third one at the moment. So we'll have to wait and see how many boats are in this race. We've cruised back down the river to the area of the starting line, and I understand there's supposed to be 5 boats, and I'm not quite sure how many from each school and what lane they're going to be for the women's 4 event. We're back down to about the 300-meter mark into the race course, and it's rowable. And anyone that's been out on the river and has heard the term used, rowable, knows that we're not talking about perfect conditions here. And if we do indeed have a 5-boat race with 4s, there will definitely be a disadvantage for lane 5. So I'm going to sign off for probably about 5 or 10 minutes here until the 4s get down here and ready to go. So it'll probably be at least 10-15 minutes before we get the next race started. So I'll sign off for a few minutes here. Back online here. We have shortened the race course for the sake of bringing all the lanes over towards the Kent County side and into better water. So we are going to be starting about 400 meters in the course, so it'll be a 1,600-meter race, and right about inside the red nun, the red 40 nun on the Kent County side. So the starting angle will be pretty much even. It'll be guesswork, but we know pretty much where it is. The start should be pretty fair, and the finish line will remain the same, and the targets on the bridge will remain the same also. So it'll provide for much better rowing conditions, and they've switched the men's and the women's 4s race, and right now the men's 4s are lining up, and it's Washington College in lane 1 and Villanova in lane 2. There was a little delay before this race as there were some people doubling up in the boats from the varsity race in the 8s. Boats are lined up. The rowers are sitting ready. And Coach Davenport has got them lined up, and they're off. And Villanova is a little quicker off the line, rowing very high. Washington College a couple beats lower, but both boats off very cleanly, and a really good decision to row this good 100 yards closer to the shoreline. Has made the conditions much more tolerable. We still have quartering headwind, crosswind, but both crews in the 4s seem to be doing very well. Villanova 2 or 3 beats higher as they're a couple hundred meters into the race. And both boats look just about even. Well, no, maybe Villanova has maybe about 2 or 3 seat lead into the race. And they're still several beats higher than Washington College is rowing. I'd say Villanova is 34, 35 strokes a minute maybe. Washington College 32, 33. Still no open water between boats, and it looks as though Washington College has maybe pulled even with Villanova, but it's really difficult to tell at this angle right now. And as we approach the 1,000-meter mark, we move the chase boat up a little bit. It looks like that Villanova is in the lead here, probably about 3/4 of a length, or maybe a length now. Yeah, Villanova definitely a length lead, maybe a length and a little bit of open water as they stretch it out. They're still rowing 2 or 3 beats higher than Washington College, but have taken the lead and command of this race right at the moment. So they got about 1,000 meters left to go, and it's Villanova in the lead with maybe a deck of open water.
Something at all, or that was good, yeah. Okay. Here's the coach, man.
And with about 500 meters to go, it's still Villanova in the lead by, I'd say, length of open water over Washington College. Villanova is still rowing about 2 or 3 strokes higher than Washington College here, and they're slowly extending their lead. And as they come into view of the pavilion of the crowd, it's Villanova, a couple lengths of open water over in Washington College. So looks like that's probably about how they're going to finish right here. good showing for the Villanova 4.
Better work with glare on they're so tiny and so dark. I know, with the sun behind them. Hey Zach, you can probably slow it down now, get ready to spin around.
Yep, and at the finish, it's Villanova by about 3 or 4 lengths of open water over Washington College. As we turn around, we're going to head back downriver again to meet up with the women's fours. Now, Karen, do you have lane assignments for the ladies?
I do. This is supposed to be a 5-boat race. I guess we're going to kind of have to wait and see once we get back up to the starting line if that's going to hold true in these conditions. But it looks like lane 1 is going to be Washington College's women's 4. Lane 2 is going to be Villanova's A boat. Lane 3 is going to be Philly U. In lane 4 is going to be Villanova's B boat. And in lane 5, Villanova's C boat. So this will be a 5-boat race.
Okay, so it's Washington, Villanova, Philly U, Villanova, Villanova. Okay, see if I can remember that between here and when we get back down to the starting line. I believe, again, we're going to use this inside course. That was actually a very good move on Coach Davenport to move that race inside. Although it was a 1,600-meter race, ran in the full 2,000. I think the end result was not going to change whether it was 1,600 meters or 2,000. It just makes the race a little bit shorter. All crews know that they're racing 1,600 meters instead of 2,000, so they know how to pace themselves differently for the little bit shorter course. Start for the women's fours race. Washington College lane 1, Villanova lane 2, Philadelphia University lane 3, and Villanova in lanes 4 and 5. So lane 2 will be the Villanova A boat. Lanes 5 and 6 will be their B and C boat, respectively. They're starting the women's fours down by the Red Nun, 400 meters into the race. They'll be outside of it. I guess they didn't have enough room inside the Red Nun close to the shore. But there seems to be a little lull in the conditions here. The wind has died down a little bit. I should probably not talk about that. And the women's fours are off. All 5 boats to be fairly clean. Good start, and there's a reasonable separation between the boats. So looks like we have a boat race here. We're a little bit ahead of them, so I have a hard time with my perspective here. But it appears that Washington College and Villanova in lanes 1 and 2 are pretty much even with Villanova in lane 4. Philadelphia U in lane 3 and Villanova C in lane 5 have fallen back a little bit at the start. Yes, as we come by, it's almost an even boat race between Washington College, Villanova, and Villanova B. Philadelphia U in 4th, and Villanova C has fallen back maybe a length of open water behind Philadelphia U. Very good boat race. The boats are getting together, and they're getting some instruction trying to separate them, but it looks like Villanova A and Washington College are vying for the 2 lead spots here, closely followed by Villanova B, and about a length behind will be Philadelphia U in 4th place. But it's a 3-boat race for all 3. Now it looks like Villanova A boat has pulled into a 2 or 3 seat lead over Washington College, and Washington College and Villanova B are probably dead even for 2nd place now, but it's still anybody's boat race. Philadelphia U by the way, is in 4th place, but have made a big move and are even with Villanova C and probably even with Washington College right now. So it's Villanova's A boat out in the lead by half a length maybe, followed by Washington College, Philadelphia U, and Villanova. Very good boat race. As we pass the 1,000-meter to go mark, it is definitely Villanova A in the lead, and it's a dead heat between Philadelphia U and Villanova B for second. Washington College has fallen into 4th place, maybe about a length behind Philadelphia U. It's now in 3rd. So in 1st place is Villanova A, 2nd Villanova B, 3rd place Philadelphia U, 4th Washington College, and Villanova C boat is about 4 or 5 lengths behind the first 4 boats. I was coming into the final stretch of the race. It is Villanova A in 1st place, about a length of open water above Philadelphia U, which is in 3rd, but very close with Villanova B, 2nd and 3rd. Washington College in 4th place, maybe a length of open water behind the 2nd and 3rd place boat, Philadelphia U and Villanova C. As maybe you can see from shoreline, all the boats from where they started have, crosswind has really challenged the coxswains. They've all blown across the river, so technically they're probably in lanes 8, 9, and 10 as opposed to 1 through 5. But they're all trying to maintain their targets on the bridge, and I don't think it will have, the wind condition will have any negative consequences to the outcome of the race. And as they come into view, it's Villanova A boat in the lead, significant lead over Philadelphia U and Villanova B boat, which are still battling it out for that 2nd place spot. Washington College in 4th place, about 3 or 4 lengths of open water, followed by Villanova C, which is a number of lengths of open water behind that. And you can see the finish of the race from here. And at the finish, it is Villanova 1-2 for their A and B boat. Philadelphia U in 3rd place, and Washington College in 4th. Like I say, the Washington College crew is a very young boat with only 1 sophomore and the rest freshmen. So it's a great experience for them, and I'm sure they'll be working on getting some speed as the season progresses. next race here is actually underway. It's the men's novice 4. It'll be Villanova in lane 1 and Washington College in lane 2. They've actually started the race. We're on our pontoon boat cruising downriver, but we do not want to wake the rowers, so we're going at a very low speed. So we're probably only going to make the final 500 meters of the race. A little bit closer to us, it does appear that Washington College is in the lead here with open water over Villanova. There is some separation for the boats. The Washington College boat has gotten pushed out into the river a little bit further than the Villanova boat. So they're probably going to have a little bit rougher water as they come into the opening here by the mouth of Radcliffe Creek. But yeah, definitely Washington College is in the lead here with, I'd say, 2 lengths of open water, maybe even more. Washington College rowing a little bit higher than Villanova here. Both crews rowing fairly cleanly. Yep, it's Washington College, from my perspective here, probably about 3 to 4 lengths of open water over Villanova. And they're on the outside in lane 2, heading into the final 500 meters of the race.
All right, boys and girls, coming up.
And as they come in the last couple hundred meters, it's Washington College continues to extend their lead over Villanova, 4 or 5 lengths of open water. And another minute or so, this contest will be over. As they approach the finish, it's Washington College well out ahead over Villanova. Good performance by the Washington College freshman novice men. Next home race, we can have the same great coverage Brian and his crew, fabulous crew, have provided for us. A lot of technology going into the.
47.48, 547.48. That was the last race.
Yeah, 5:47. Of course, the times with the shortened course and the wind really don't mean a whole lot. So, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. It's both Karen and I's first time as broadcasters, so I hope we've been at least moderately entertaining. And see you next time around. Thanks.